I had a manager and I called him and I was like, hey man, they're kicking us out of here and I don't know what to do. And my manager's like, well, how about you just go find a house, show it to me. I will buy it and then you can just pay me the mortgage payments. Hey, what's up guys? Joey Sturgis here. I'm a music producer and this is the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.
Hello world, Wednesday 13 here.
Hey, this is Tom Stain.
Hello everybody, I'm Ronnie LeDrew.
Yes, my friends, my name's John Mahon.
What's going on everybody, it's Tom.
And it's Jamie. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, this week we have a very special guest with us. This week's guest is a music producer, engineer, and all-round creative genius. He's the owner of the Foundation Recording Studio in Indiana. He has used his talents to help many bands over the years, from The Devil Wears Prada to Ask and Alexandra to former guest Face Yourself and many more. Yes, he's the godfather of crabcore, the master of the fist technique, Black Keys only. Put your hands together as we bring you the Chronicles of Joey Sturgis.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me here today.
No, Tom, thank you for taking the time. We really appreciate it massively. Before we get stuck in though, how's your Wednesday been so far?
It's been great. I have been saying to everyone that I work with that I feel like I'm on the 8th Monday in a row right now, which is really intense for me. We're doing all of our Black Friday stuff at all of our companies. And of course, there's a million fires and everything, but we're getting through it and the team is doing a really good job. So I'm pretty proud of everybody. And it's not as smooth as we hoped it would be, but it's working. We're working through it. And and my wife is upstairs writing songs with a co-writer right now. And I'm downstairs doing a podcast. Everything is right in the world. Earth is healing, as you say.
Good. That's what we like.
It's got to be crazy because we don't have like Thanksgiving. We get like the odd company like to do a Black Friday thing, but over there obviously you got Black Friday, Thanksgiving, straight into Christmas and New Year. I'm like, my God, it must be chaotic. Like, oh.
Yeah, and having like multiple families, so my wife's family, my family, and then we have all of our friend groups, and so we do like a friends Thanksgiving. And it's just kind of a lot of stuff. And I thought that this part of the year would slow down because this summer I was really busy. I was going to pretty much all the Danny Wimmer events, all the festivals happening in America, doing a lot of travel for work. And I was like, okay, finally, when we hit November, it's going to be like, okay, put the brakes on. But no, it's still going. And I have a Born of Osiris show in 2 days. And it's just like nonstop. So I think that's just a sign of the times where I've been able to keep myself relevant and valuable enough in the industry to where now I'm involved in just so many things that this is just part of life now. And there's a lot of things to show up for. There's a lot of people to be involved with. And I like it, otherwise I'd just be sitting here like probably doom scrolling or, I don't know, playing video games or something. So at least I got something to do.
Absolutely. Never a bad thing to be busy. Yeah. So how we like to start these things, we like to take them right back to the days of your youth, back to young Master Sturgis, you could say. What did you want to be when you were growing up? Has it always been music related for yourself or something completely different?
When I started off, like right when I turned 18 or so, up to that point, I had been involved in music. I've been involved in music my whole life. My whole family is musical. I learned how to play drums at the age of 9. Shortly thereafter, started playing guitar. So like music was sort of like a thing that was part of your life, but in my eyes, it was never something that I thought I would make a career out of. Instead, I was more interested in creating websites, programming. I wanted to make video games was my initial sort of like, that's something I definitely want to do. And it's weird because, my uncle, who lived in Nashville, Tennessee, he was already a producer and was producing country artists and rock artists and blues artists down there. And he would come to our family gatherings, every Christmas. We'd all get together as a family at my grandpa's house, and he'd come back and show us some stuff that he'd been working on and tell us about his projects. And you'd think that I'd be inspired by all that, but I wasn't. It was not something that I ever thought I was going to do. I played in a couple bands. and I had a little fun with it. And I would record myself at home for fun, and I'd record my friends, and they'd pretend like they could rap, and I'd pretend like I could make rap beats. We did all those things, but it was never like a thing where I'm like, I'm going to be a great producer one day. I was always trying to get better at software engineering and computer science, and was kind of focused in that way. And what's really odd about my whole story is that those things eventually came together perfectly, where it's like I became a music producer, but then I started making software, and now I'm both those things where I still produce music and I make music software. So it all makes sense now, how my come up came together. But back in those days, I was definitely very computer focused. And I think that plays into my approach to production. When you listen to a lot of my work, it's very technical. It's very precise. It's very like, there's not a lot of play. It's very like very intentional, and I think that kind of comes from that whole obsession of software engineering and coding and just having that kind of structure from a computer science background and bringing that into the recording arts, the music arts.
It's amazing. So where did that love of alternative music come from originally? I know you said your parents are musical. Were they into that sort of music, or was it friends, family, whatever it might be?
So my dad plays guitar and has taught guitar and worked on guitars for like 50 or 60 years or so.
Wow.
And my mom has played keyboard and they both sing as well. But their genre is like classic rock and blues. So, I grew up listening to a lot of classic rock, as it were, but my cousins were just a bit older than me. So I don't have any brothers. I'm an only child, but my cousins were like my brothers. And one of my cousins, Ryan, he was like in high school when I was in like 7th grade, right? And so through him, I got exposed to things like Meshuggah and Mudvayne and Korn and Limp Bizkit. And then eventually, when I was in high school, I was friends with someone that was he eventually became a singer in one of my bands that we were doing together. He showed me like Slipknot. And so I had this early exposure to this type of version of metal that was starting to emerge. And I loved it. My first show, I think I was like, I don't know, 10 years old, 11 years old. I went to Rob Zombie, so I had this new metal background from my cousins and from just my own curiosity. And then when, I think it was like, Napster and LimeWire and those kinds of things come along, now you can just, it's a playground. You just find the next band and the next band and the next band and the next band. And I just went crazy with it. So a lot of my musical background comes from that initial internet exploration that you could do. And also from my cousins. And I think like starting at classic rock and blues and going into hard rock and metal and then into new metal, like that journey all makes sense when you look at like how my parents, what they were involved in at the time.
The only problem with LimeWire, obviously, was when you went, I didn't know Disturbed, Slipknot, Sleep Token, Seether, and Static X all did a song together. That's incredible.
Yeah. and like nowadays, like you could literally pull that off with AI, but like back then it was just kind of like, what song is this? Like, what album did this come from? Like, who is this artist? Yeah.
I saw someone at Mash Dayseeker, Bad Omens, and Sleep Token together, and it was beautiful. Like, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, loved it. AI is good for some things.
Yeah. Entertainment.
Yeah. So, doing my research, you sort of went down this path of record producing, but you recorded your grindcore band's demo, and it sort of all went from there. Is that right?
That's right. So, that guy I was talking about a second ago, his name is Danny, and he was the vocalist in our band. We had our first band was called Mutilated Remains, and we were a grindcore band. grindcore band from Indiana. And the idea was like, hey, let's figure out how, like, we want to get on and play these shows. But people don't know what we sound like. So let's make a demo. And at the time, like, I was pretty comfortable with recording like simple rock songs or like just rap music or something, like something that's simple where it's not, you just have like with rap music, you just have the beat and then you just have the rap vocals. And then like with a hard rock song, like it's pretty much just like drums, bass, guitar, and vocals. So doing like a grindcore demo at the time seemed pretty like a steep learning curve because I had to figure out how to get the drums to sound really good going that fast. Everything had to have a certain level of precision that's not in those other styles of music. So it was challenging to me, but we did do it and we put it up and we got on MySpace and a bunch of people started messaging us. And we thought that what would happen is that people would want us to come play shows. That's what my vocalist wanted, at least. What happened was people were like, where did you record? And so naturally he was very annoyed by that. He's like, hey man, like everybody that hits us up, they're not concerned with us playing shows. Like they want to record. And then I was just like, well, why don't we just do that? And then while they're in the studio, we can like convince them to play shows with us. So the band would come in the studio and then I would make their demo and just be like, all right, guys, now can we play some shows? And it worked out one time. But the rest of the times it's just like, I'm the producer now, and it just kind of never stopped. It just, from there, just kind of one band led to another. And then it was like bands that weren't even in our genre were starting to come in. Like we'd record like a pop punk band. And then he was like, I don't really see the point in this. We're never going to play a show with a pop punk band. And then I was just kind of like, okay, well, meanwhile, I'm making money. These bands are paying me a couple $100 every time they come in here. So I'm going to keep doing that. And then I eventually worked out a deal with the people that owned the garage. So it wasn't my garage, it wasn't my house, it was my friend's house and his garage. Worked out a deal with him, was paying him like $500 a month. I was making like $500 in a day or a couple days. So it was a good deal. And just kept doing that to the point where basically they were like, hey, we appreciate that you pay rent here and you do all this cool stuff, but we want our garage back. And so you don't owe us rent anymore, but you got to go. And at the time, this is like several years into it. I had a manager and I called him and I was like, hey man, they're kicking us out of here. And I don't know what to do. And my manager's like, well, how about you just go find a house, show it to me. I will buy it. And then you can just pay me the mortgage payments.
What the?
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, this is a person I had never met before. And there's a whole story about how he became my manager. But basically, it was Craig Erickson, who's the owner of Rise Records at the time. And he just believed in me so much that he was willing to risk that much money on a house. Because I was poor. I was a poor kid. I didn't have any money. I didn't have any credit. I had nothing to show for myself other than my ability to make recordings and just, pay rent. So he hooked me up with that. And I was just like, listen, you know how this works. If you don't find me somebody to record, I can't pay you the mortgage. So he did a really good job. He found me the Tack Attack and Ask Alexandria, and We Came as Romans and Mice and Men, and the list goes on. So that's how everything got started.
That's incredible. That is insane.
Fair play to that guy for going. This guy knows what he's doing. I can put my faith and put my investment in this guy. So fair play. Like, you don't find people having that much faith in people these days. So that's incredible.
It didn't start off smooth. He asked to be my manager, and I told him no. Yeah, and then I thought about it some more, and then I was like, you know what? Actually, having a manager might be useful, but I'm going to put this guy to the test. So I was like, I'll let you be my manager, but I want these like 5 things to happen in the next 5 years. And it was like, one was like do a record on Metal Blade. I was a huge fan of Metal Blade records. Another one was I want to work with Adam D. I had some other ones. I can't. My memory gets fuzzy on this list, but it was like those are the two ones that stuck out in my memory. And he made every single thing on that list happen in the first year.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's where I was like, okay, now we're cooking. And yeah, so I got the house, moved in, started recording bands there, and had a lot of fun. And the rest is history. The Stand Up and Scream was recorded there. If anybody is watching this podcast and lives in Indiana, that house is for sale, actually, right now. The house where all those records were made, it is listed currently. So please buy it from me.
I'll attach the listing to the right.
Sneaky little plug.
But when you're starting new projects or whatnot, what's the first thing you want to like understand about the band before you even hit record? Like, do you have like a certain way of doing things before anything gets started?
Absolutely. The very first thing I need to understand is who is the tastemaker in the band. And sometimes there's not one, there's many. Like with Face Yourself, there's 6 tastemakers, which is very hard to juggle. But basically who in the band gives a shit about what we sound like and why that matters and what angle that is, or what genre. I don't want to use the word genre because it's too generic, but it's like there's somebody in the band that gives a shit about how many kick drums are in the chorus, what the guitar chords are supposed to be, like how we syncopate our vocals to the rhythm. There's somebody in the band that has that thing going on, and that's the sauce. That's the thing that I want to tap into and I want to understand. And a lot of ways I can do that is I could just be like, what kind of shit are you listening to right now? What are your favorite artists? Like what songs are you just like super pumped on? And with a band like Face Yourself as an example, is like they have 6 different answers. So I have to be like, okay, how do I navigate that? But it's helpful to have that info, because that's how you truly connect on like a creative and musical level. Is you need to know like what makes the artist tick and what makes them gets them excited and moving around and like really ingrained in the music. That is then sort of the DNA that I need to, like, when I hear something happen, like I hear a guitar part, I hear a drum part, a drum fill, in my head I can go, that does not align with the tastemaker, or that's not something that fits in with like the direction or the musical creativity that they're hoping to achieve here. And that gives me the ability to like kind of drive in the right direction, because I can go in any direction. I'm a very capable engineer. I'm a very capable producer. So without that sort of GPS of what you really like, what your tastes are, I can't really drive you to the right destination. And it's something that's learned over time, and just hanging out with the band, just every once in a while we'll be grinding on something. I'll get tired of it and I'll take a break. I just hit play on my Spotify and I just kind of read the room. Like if everybody's like, dude, this song fucking sucks, or like turn this off, I'm like, okay, they don't like that, like switch something else.
Nice.
So it's a little secret shit like that where it's like, and let's take a lunch break. All right, cool. Who's got the aux cord? Me? All right, sick. Or they've got the aux cord. And what's the first song they put on? I pay attention to those things, and that gives me the answers. That gives me all the answers. It's just knowing, like Kyle was picking me up from Manhattan every day, and he always had a different record on every morning. So I'd always be like, who's this? What artist is this? What song is this? What band? And just paying attention to those kinds of things. That's what gives you that sort of knowledge that you need to be able to approach all the scenarios that you're going to encounter when you're making the record together.
Oh, it's a genius.
Yeah.
You can see why it's so well established, Joe. That is insanely clever. When they come to making so obviously they've got these songs that come to go, this is what we've made. Do you get much input in the way of, don't do that, but do this instead?
Yeah, it's really not like a do or don't kind of thing. It's more like, what do you guys think about this? And I'll present all my ideas as just like potential ideas. And I encourage them to do the same. One of my favorite things that I heard, I think it was from, I want to say it was Andrew Wade at some point. Him and I have been in the game for a long time, so it's hard to remember who said this, but somebody said like, hey, we're all on the same team. We all want to make a really good record, right? Like we all have the same goal. So us having an argument is just about achieving that goal. It's not about like you're right or you're wrong and I'm right and like who's right and who's wrong or who's better and who's, it's more like I'm really passionate about this idea because I think that it'll help us make a good record. And you're passionate about your idea because you also think it'll help us make a good record. So we just need to figure out like what is the thing that we're doing and why do we want to do it? And so that's the key approach that I've picked up on recently that's kind of unlocked a lot of really interesting ideas that I probably wouldn't have entertained in the past, and it's more just like I'll hear people out, I'll try things. I hate to keep going back to Face Yourself, but it's my most recent client, so it's the easiest one to tap from. But it's like Eric will have a drum idea, and I'll be like, Eric, that's insane. That's not going to work for this part. And he gets all bummed about it. But then sometimes he's like, oh, what if we did this? And I'm like, you know what? That is a good idea. Let's do that. But we try it. We try them all. Like if he has a crazy idea, we try it. We all give it a chance. We hit play on it. And we're like, what do you guys think about this? And some people in the band are like, I could live with that. And some people are like, I hate that idea. And, it's just a iterative process. And they're very democratic where we vote. We just say, what do you guys think? Do you vote for the crazy drum part that doesn't make sense? Raise your hand. Do you vote for the other drum part that was easier to play but more boring for Eric? Raise your hand. And that's just how it works. And I love the fact that they're committed to and dedicated to that process, and they will live with the answer that comes out of it. And I think that's important too, to keep things productive. You got to be willing to like kill your darlings. It's like you thought this was your best idea, but you're going to figure out like 4 weeks from now, nah, that was trash. Like, but you were excited about it in the moment. You gave it a chance, but like it just wasn't the right move. And I think I like working with artists that have that type of maturity. Earlier in my career, I was really working with a lot of young people. So it was very easy to get in scenarios where it's hard to debate properly. And now I find myself working with much more mature artists. And I think that I do better in that kind of environment because there's a lot less psychology to play. And there's more smarter arguments for why something is good or bad. And I think just being able to just have those mature conversations about the ideas and approach the art from that way is kind of how these bands survive. The bands can quickly turn themselves, can poison the well so quickly and get to the point where you hate each other. And when you do that, you let emotions get in the way of your success. So I really appreciate working with the artists that have the ability to kind of sit down and really think about strategically what you're doing and why you're doing it.
To make it, but like you said, these bands, they sit on these ideas. They're in studios, they're writing the demo and stuff like that. So they fall in love with these ideas. So when they come to someone like yourself, it's good to have like that sounding board to like go, actually, I don't think that's right. Try this. It's great to have that for people, I imagine.
I think getting it's called demoitis. Getting attached or falling in love with your initial ideas can be a dangerous thing. Because all it takes is someone to flip it on its head and to make you feel really uncomfortable about it. But sometimes that's the thing that makes the song special or makes the song successful. It's not necessarily all of the time, but it certainly can happen a lot of the time because you are hiring someone to produce a product. That is my job. I'm a producer. I really am here to make a product. Now, I don't want that to sound as if I'm some kind of like auto-tune editing monster, right? Like that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is you guys are doing some shit that people are going to find boring, uninteresting, not cool, and I'm going to make sure that there's really none of those moments in your album so that you can get a fan base going here. You can get listeners, you can get people interested. There are moments that you're going to have live that people are going to really get into, and you're going to be able to make a movement with this. That's what I see as my job in making a product. So that also means that I have to have the ability to step back sometimes and just let the artist speak. And sometimes it means that I have to overstep and I have to say, don't do this because this is what's going to happen. And, or, you know, so, and I can't predict the future, right? Like I can be wrong 9 times out of 10, but you know, the thing I've seen in this industry is like if you're right once out of 10, like it matters. And, so that does carry a lot of weight, and I have to be careful with that weight because I could definitely carry it around and swing it around. And so I always try to put myself in the backseat a little bit if I can, because I think that there's a pattern in my career that I've always learned something from every artist that I've ever worked with. So I try to keep that learning ear open. And not come into every project like I'm the expert that knows everything and I'm the know-it-all. You know, I tried to come in as like basically another band member. It's just like, hey, I'm also here and I also have some expertise and I also listen to the stuff that you guys listen to and I also like your music. And so I have an opinion and a personality and a perspective, and I want to share that with what you're trying to do. And so I try to just remain level on the playing field and not see it as like a you know, sort of a tower leader, like leading from the top of the tower. It's more like I'm on the playing field with everybody playing the same game and it's all fair. And I think that approach is important too, because it's very easy to be a producer and just assert yourself. And I think that's not fair to the artistic vision that's coming from the artists.
No, absolutely. I was thinking then, like you were saying, this is your way of doing it. We spoke to a couple of like record producers in the past, and everyone seems to have their own way of doing things. Like no two producers are the same. I was reading about yourself. You always record the drums first. Is there a reason you do that?
No, opposite of that now.
You changed on that.
Yeah, that could be old news. So basically, there was a period of time where I sort of approached records logically. It's like you need everything to be in time with the drums, so the drums should be first, obviously, right? The problem with that is, what if the guitar player comes up with a really good idea during guitar tracking and you record it, but now it's incompatible with the drum fill that you recorded in that part of the song? It's not very easy to go back and a lot of times, like the reason for me, especially in my recording environment, is that it was in my dining room. Like the drums were recorded in the dining room, so we'd always want to strike the drums. It took up so much freaking space. So it was like, we got to get the drums done, and then once we remove the drums, okay, now we can't change any of the drum parts. I never liked that, and my eventual workflow came down to doing drums last. And actually, at some point I had multi-site, multi-engineer, projects going on at once. So, you know, guitars for Bless the Fall in this room, down the street in a recording studio, drums for Amir, Crown the Empire's writing vocals over here in this little small studio. I just had stuff going crazy. So my approach had to be modular. Basically, any musician from the band at any point in time could insert themselves into any song without it being an issue. So we had to set up our projects a certain way to where there was always a backing drum track that would get replaced. There was always bass and rough bass and rough guitars, maybe a rough vocal track, so that if someone wanted to write a key part, they wouldn't have to wonder what the vocalist is going to sing. There would just already be some vocals there. Even though they're not the final ones, they're just something there to know, okay, this is roughly the notes I'm going to be singing. This is kind of the register that I'm going to be in. So maybe you could put your key parts down here in this register, you know, that kind of thing. And that's when we discovered drums come last, because then it was like, we've modified the crap out of these songs to the point where now the drummer has to relearn the whole thing. And then that's when it makes the most sense to record the actual drum parts. So yeah, drums last, never drums first. Yeah.
What's good about that is you find like you're still learning. Like going through this now, however long you've been doing it, you're still going, actually, no, that would be better. You're still learning and changing things yourself, which is great.
I like to start with guitars first because if you can make the song really interesting just with guitars, you're off to a really good start. Because a lot of times, like songs in this genre could be super boring, like in the sense that it's like the chorus is 4 chords and just goes chord 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we just like immediately go into the next part. Like what? Like, so as soon as you start getting fancy with that, where it's like you come out of the 4th chord, but you do this cool riff, and then that ties into the next riff, and then but the riff like repeats, but on the 4th time, it doesn't necessarily repeat the same way. It's got this special little thing on it. So you start thinking like that. Now you've got like this basis for a song that's going to be really interesting instead of just like taking like 4 or 5 different parts and just going part 1, part 2, part 3, you know. Now you've got things coming into the parts and going out of the parts, and then there's these transitions and stuff. Then you start to think, okay, well, there's a really interesting guitar transition right there. Why don't the drummer should do something cool there too? Or maybe the drummer should stop early. Like maybe they don't complete the whole bar. You know, all these kinds of things start to happen. So that's what I do these days is I start with guitar, and then I kind of build everything on top of that. And I try to make the guitar interesting in the first inning, you know.
That's so cool.
Joey, how do you know though when a song is done? How do you know when that's it? We're not going to put anything else on it. We're not going to do any more to it.
When the label wants to release it and I want to get paid.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there'd be any more. It's like I don't really want to overdo this anymore because you know you could almost. Have there been moments where you've been like, we should stop here because if I do any more to it, you could just do it forever, couldn't you?
So the thing about me is that I am able to sort of like that. I'll say this first: a lot of producers are slow, and I can be as slow as you want me to be. That's the hard part about it is that I feel. As a producer, I feel like I will take every inch that I can get until there's no more inches to give. And so I will definitely just sit there. Like if you would give me a whole month just on drums, I would take it. Because
wow.
That's how obsessive I can be about every little piece of something. But the reality is that you do have to just be pragmatic and you have to be practical to the sense that like this band can't be sitting on an album for a whole year. Like they got shit to do, you know? So we got to get this done. This is when it needs to be turned in. So you make sacrifices along the way. And I think that's just the part of art. Like, it's just like, you know, if you're a painter, like you might not have the brushes you want. The humidity might not be at the level that you want it to be at the time of the season that you were inspired to paint the painting. The store ran out of the specific blue that you're looking for, so you had to make your own out of green and yellow or whatever it is. Like this is just the bane of all artists' existence, is that there are variables you can't control and you just make the best of them. And so I think a lot of times the albums, they could have been worked on more. There could have been things we could have done better. There could have been songs that would have benefited for a couple more days. But we just didn't have it. And so we did what we did. And so for me, it's art is always abandoned. It's just basically at some point you stop working on that project and you work on something else. And whatever you left off with, that's what it is. That's what the audience gets to hear. But, you know, I'm pretty proud that we've been able to do a lot of really amazing work, in my opinion, in such a short period of time. You know, there was a time period where a couple of years there where I was doing 10 records a year. Which is basically an album every month almost.
That's insane.
And that's just hard. That's just a really hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And I did it and I learned a lot. And, you know, luckily people like the records.
So I obviously you're mostly known for working within like the metal, hardcore genre, that sort of thing. But I know you listen to a lot of varieties of music. Is there like a certain genre of artist you'd love to work with that you've not like had the chance to?
Yeah, great question, man. I would love to do like a trip hop, which is like I know it's not a very like um it's not a very popular style of music right now, but it was in the 90s and I really like a lot of trip hop stuff. You know, another one that I oh my God, I would just love to do a shoegaze record. Like the whole thing with shoegaze bands and how they've got like four different guitar tones in the band and everything is just real analog. And I know that sounds so strange coming from me because I'm Mr. like build the riff and grid the kick drums, but I really would like to do a shoegaze record. Like if there's a shoegaze band like listening to this podcast, like please find me somewhere on Instagram or some shit and like let's go. Because that kind of music to me is like part of what I grew up on. Like I was around when Nirvana came to be. You know, I saw Pearl Jam explode on MTV. Deftones is one of my favorite bands of all time.
Oh.
So it's just it's a part of my soul. Like it's something I would really do a good job at, but just no one would think that I'm the guy to do that, right? Because it's just not in my discography. You can't find anything in my discography that sounds like that. But I love that kind of stuff. I'm actually starting my own solo project, which I've kind of leaked a little bit on my Instagram. And I haven't said what the name is going to be, so I'm not going to announce that here yet because I'm this close to being able to announce it. But yeah, I put some of the clips of my songs on my Instagram. It's me doing everything. I'm drumming. I'm playing bass. I'm playing guitar. I'm singing. It's my songs. It's a new side of me that I have not presented in the past. I have had past projects that people always say like, "Oh, I love your stuff with Korean Lighthouse." That was my other project. But this is a new side of me. This is like a grunge rock shoegaze side of me that I haven't shown before, and I'm really excited about the music.
Yeah, the clip that you posted back in July was unbelievable. I watched that earlier. Absolutely loved it. So I'm actually quite excited to see what you've got coming out then. I'm happy that you've said you're going to go ahead with it. So yeah, that's going to be awesome.
I'm literally just waiting for the logo. I've already got the cover art. And the logo, I have a logo, but I think it could be a little better. So I'm giving the artist some time to improve it. But I'm working with a guy actually from the area that I'm from. His name is Sam Kaufman. He's one of the other guys from the area that went on to do really cool stuff. He's gone on to work with like Muse and Korn and Thrice and other bands like that. He does a lot of T-shirt designs and tour flyers and branding, and he's an incredible artist. So I'm working with him on it. Really excited.
Amazing.
That's awesome. So obviously you've been doing this for like over 20 years now. How has the world changed? Because there's a lot of like DIY recording. You've got the rise of streaming. Social media is a whole thing now. Like, have you had to like make changes along the way to keep up with all this, or have you just gone, this is how Joey Sturgis does it, and I'm sticking to it?
Yeah. I wish that I could just keep there was a long time where I was using like my stand up and scream template for just basically everything. And I would just switch out like a few things. Like I change the snare and the kick and but it's still all kind of the same settings mostly. And for the longest time, me and my engineer, I worked a lot with Nick Matskos. I don't have an engineer now. I'm doing everything myself, but I was working with Nick Matskos a lot. And he was my protege and sort of taught him my methods. And he was working for me as my engineer for a long time. He and I had built a template that we were iterating on for about 10 years. And we were still using that all the way up to I think even the All My Life song with Attack Attack might have been in that template. But I just reached a point where I was just like, you know what? I think I'm just going to start fresh and abandon all that. And I did. And that was the Face Yourself stuff. So the second Face Yourself EP that I did is kind of my most recent representation of what I'm doing. And it's all me, just me by myself. I'm not having anyone help me do engineering or editing. So I'm doing all the editing, all the recording, all the producing, all the mixing, all the mastering, just basically doing everything. And I started over from scratch. I literally opened a blank Cubase session and just went from there. So
Wow.
that's where I am now. I don't know if it's necessarily driven by what's changing in the scene. I think it's more driven by just like, I want to approach the process from a fresh state of mind. And you know, what comes along with a template that's been around for 10 years is like restrictions and standards and things you have to do in order for the template to work correctly. And that kind of puts you in a box. So I like not being in the box. I am in the box, as producer people would say. But I'm thinking outside the box is my approach. It's just like, I have enough knowledge and skill set at my disposal that I can just work with any scenario. Like, it doesn't matter what DAW it is. It doesn't matter what plugins I have. It doesn't matter what the microphones are. It doesn't matter. Like, none of that matters. I know how to make music. I know how to make it great. And so I just do it from that perspective now. And I find that leads to, I think, more interesting results.
Amazing. You mentioned there about the knowledge and the skill set you've got, which actually leads me beautifully to my next question, because you could just carry on doing what you're doing, but that's not enough. You've decided to give back. You've got Riff Hard, the URM Academy. Where did the idea to come from to start these schools?
So I have to hand it to my good friend and business partner, Al Levy, who was able to catch on to this before me, but I was still there in the early days. I did my creative live sessions, which were the first two sort of first two things I did in the education space. And that came on the back of Al doing creative live. And he really had a vision for creating a rock and metal production school. And the original idea was to do it in person and literally have a school, a room with tables and desks and chairs and a teacher and all that. And we started off with just doing little workshops where it was like, we're going to sell some tickets. You're going to come fly into our studio. We're going to gather around the computer. We're going to show you how we do the drum miking. We're going to show you how we do the editing, the mixing, like the whole thing. And it's going to be in person, and you're going to get to meet like-minded people. You're going to get to see the process firsthand with your own eyes and, be a part of it. And so we were doing those little workshops, and we were doing them a couple times a year, and they were going well. And then we were starting to talk about, okay, now that's going well. So now how do we, build the school? And I remember one day we had this conversation where we were talking about like, what should the tuition cost and how will we pull all this off? And then we got into this conversation where it was like, well, people are going to have to leave their homes. They have to leave their families, their dogs behind. They're going to have to move. They're going to have to find a way to eat food out here. It's a whole thing, right? And then you start to think, man, that's a lot to expect of someone to basically change their whole life to go to this school or whatever. And so we didn't necessarily figure out the answers that day, but that thought stuck with me, and we started the podcast. And then one day I just had this stroke of genius. I just woke up and I was like, well, I've done Creative Live, and while their studio is super fancy and they have millions and millions of dollars, I think I could do something just like Creative Live in my own basement using GoPros, an internet connection, and a couple of like apps. So I set this all up and I did a test, and I was like, what do you guys think of this? Like, what if we just like open a mix and we just like let people see what we're doing, and we do it live, and they can watch and they can chat and they can ask questions as we're doing it, blah, blah, blah. So we came up with this idea. We tested it, and we initially sent it out to all of our podcast listeners. And at the time, we were charging people to listen to our podcast. So this was, you had $5 a month, $10 a month, and $15 a month listening tiers. It came with some extra perks, but we were charging to listen to the podcast. So we knew that we had people that were listening, but it was was basically like 1,000 people were listening, and we were making like $5,000 to $7,000 a month. And for three grown men with families and houses and stuff, that just wasn't going to work. Yeah. So we were like, let's test this live mixing thing. Let's see what happens. And we do it, and we have a lot of people really love it. Like, and because the first time we did it was free, but it wasn't free, but it was like to our members it was free. So they were already paying for the podcast, but we did this thing for free for them. That turned out so well that we were like, let's immediately spin up a subscription for this. So we started a $20 subscription for Nail the Mix on month 2, and we had like 500 people sign up like right away. So that was just like an immediate like, okay, this is the direction that we need to go here. But like how I got started in the whole education thing was really through Creative Live and AL. Because I was really annoyed by that whole idea. I thought, the guitar player looking over my shoulder and wondering what settings I'm using on his guitar tone, like it annoyed the shit out of me. I'm like, you're a guitar player, I'm a producer, like keep your eyes off my screen kind of thing. And after so many years of that, I just realized this is something I can't win. Like this is just going to be something that people are interested in. It's going to be something that people want to do, and I can never change that. So I might as well find a way to be a part of it. And that's how Creative Live came about. It's how URM came about, and ultimately Joey Sturgis drums, Joey Sturgis tones, Drum Forge, all those things are stemming from the idea that I think I can actually help people rather than fight people when it comes to this idea of like production and learning how to do this stuff. And I always thought that, the rub was like, if I give you my secrets, then who's going to need me? The reality is Sumerian's not going to call you to do Asking Alexandria's record just because you know Joey Sturgis's secrets, my career is safe, but it's scary at first giving away the secrets and just kind of sharing your knowledge with people.
I suppose, well, like you said with the Joey Sturgis tones and stuff like that, you're helping people learn these skills, so you're still helping them in one sense, and obviously they're buying these things off you, so you're still kind of producing their record for them in a way.
Well, that's the benefit of creating such good products, is that you're now a part of all these records. I can't tell you how many countless times people have told me that they use Gain Reduction Deluxe on every vocal track that they ever do. It's like Joey Sturgis is on every record now, like whether he did it or not, his products are there. Like, you know what I mean? Speaking to myself in third person, not going to do that. Not going to be that guy. But you get what I'm saying. Like, it's cool because now a part of me lives on in the music world in such a big way. And I really do take, I feel the responsibility of that. And I feel like I have to do a really good job to keep those tools being really amazing to use and really easy to use and really useful to use. And like, so I every single day I'm like very careful about what our brand does and how we spend our time, because I want to support the music community at large. And I think there's a lot of people like there's enough people leaning on us now to where we need to do a good job.
Absolutely.
Has the evolution of technology helped with that over the last 20 years? Like, is your job almost getting easier now with everything that's at your disposal?
There's definitely parts of it, yeah. Like the whole co-pilot thing, which for those of you that aren't aware, there's a layer of AI that you can use that's essentially kind of an assistant. As if you're an audio plugin developer, you have a lot of code to write, and Copilot is sort of like an AI bot that can help you code things that would take a while to write. So just imagine, like, if you had a book to write, imagine if there was an AI bot that could fill in a couple paragraphs here and there where you're like, well, this character is supposed to do this, but can't quite put it into words. And then the AI bot can fill in the gaps. That's kind of how Copilot works, in a sense that, like, you still have to architect the thing, you still have to engineer it. You need solid architecture approaches, you need solid engineering behind what you're doing, but the AI can fill in some of the gaps and fill in some of the blanks and get things done a little quicker. So technology has helped us in that regard. Where technology hasn't helped us is that while there's this whole area over here where we're doing audio plugins and we're building stuff in the audio world, there's this whole other industry of software that's creating a layer of software in everyday life, all the way down to how you get your food, your DoorDash, your Instacart, your iPhone, So now the expectation for user experience is extremely high because we have these big tech companies that have hundreds of millions of dollars that go into figuring out how to put the button in the right place and make everything work magically. And then we're over here like emulating knobs on a screen, and it seems very archaic. So it's helped and hurt in some ways.
Yeah.
And having to measure up to what's going on in the Apple space is one of those things where you're like, the users just have a lot of expectations now. They really do. They want their plugin authorization to be instant. They don't want to, it's even down to where like it almost feels archaic to send you your license key by email, right? Like, so these are the kinds of things that we're thinking about now, where we're like, these are problems. These are actually, like, they don't feel like problems at first, but they really are problems. Like, people just don't have time anymore. It should be simpler. It should be easier. And so we're working on some stuff in behind the scenes to try to make our brand a little more forward thinking, a little more approachable from a modern standpoint, from those expectations that have been set by bigger tech companies. Yeah. And I think there's some solutions there. There's some answers there that I have good ideas about. And I do pay attention to that user experience. And I do know it's very convoluted. And I think we can do a better job. And that's something that we're going to be taking very seriously in 2026.
It does seem to be like the world has just progressed faster. Give it quicker. Yeah, just keeping up is just an absolute nightmare. Joey, I'm conscious of the time, but before we get out, I do want to ask you a couple quick other things. As I said, I was doing my interview and I was looking back at an old interview you did in like 2012. And at the start of this, you said you wanted to be a game developer. And according to this interview, you started working on a game. Did you do it?
I was not able to finish the game. But I'm working on a game now too. It's weird because I go in these phases where I'm like, I get into like super game developer mode and I like hunker down and I get pretty far. And then I have to like, something pulls me away. Like there's a big project at JST or there's a big project at URM or something. And I have to kind of back off and do that first because that's my bread and butter. And then I can come back to the game later on. But the good news is that, like, speaking of tech advancing things, game development has never been easier now. Engines like Unity and languages like JavaScript have really advanced in the last 5 years. And it's pretty much, I don't want to say the word trivial, but it kind of is trivial. Like if you just want to make a game, you can. Like it's to that point. So I am working on some stuff. I'm very much into roguelikes. For those of you that don't know, it's basically a game that is designed to kill you as fast and as quickly and as smoothly as possible. So imagine trying to play a game that just doesn't want you to live another second longer. They're very hard. They're like a really, really, really advanced version of chess in the sense that like you have to make all the right moves to win the game. I'm trying to build one like that, and I have some really cool theories on how I want to put it together, but it's super nerdy stuff. It's like usually like has like those Dungeons and Dragons type of tendencies. It's usually fantasy based. It's but you're basically a character and you move one step at a time, and every time you move, the whole game pauses and nothing happens until you make your next move. And so like when you make a move, the world makes a move. So you make a move, world makes a move. You make a move, world makes a move. And so it's like playing chess against the world, but it's based in fantasy. So it's like you might be, a really strong character that hits stuff with a bat, or it could be like a really swift character that like shoots and hides in the dark. Different types of things like that. But yeah, I'm building a roguelike, and I have no idea when it'll be done.
Sounds amazing, though.
Sounds good,
Yeah.
So, last question for me, a question I like to ask. If people are listening to this and they want to go check out some of the stuff you've worked on, whether it be established artists like Aston Alexandria or people who are working up, like Face Yourself we were talking about earlier, what's one or two albums you'd recommend people check out to be like, this is what Joey Sturgis does?
Well, one album that sticks out in my memory almost every time is Reckless and Relentless by Asking Alexandria. And I recommend that one because that was when I was given pretty much the most freedom to do whatever I wanted to do on an album. And it really does represent what I can do. So there's a lot of just crazy moments on that album, all the way from Morte Adabo, which has like a whole death choir and crazy outro and really fast paced stuff going on, to like songs like To the Stage that are just such a story. Like that whole song just has so many twists and turns and goes everywhere, and the story still all makes sense. So that's a good one. I could say like a really strange one, which would be like Before Their Eyes, Untouchables, I think is what it's called. That one you get to hear like my pop sensibilities, because we have a lot of like that whole record is two kinds of music. One is like sort of metalcore screamo, and then the rest of it is like pop rock. Such a strange combination of things, but we that's just what the band was doing at the time, and it worked out. Third one would be go listen to Pegasus by Dayshell. That record is one of my favorite records that I've produced. Shaylee Bourget, who was in Of Mice and Men originally, and then had Dayshell even before Of Mice and Men, and then came back and did a bunch of records. He and I got to do the most recent record for Dayshell together, and we really got to do everything that we wanted to do on that, from having cello players come in to just getting the riffs just right. Like the vocals are all exactly how we want it. Like that whole record just sings and screams from the start, and it's one of my favorites. So yeah, check it out.
Absolutely incredible. Mr. Stevens, any more questions for our wonderful guest?
Yes, one more before we let you go, Joey. Just when you first started in this journey, obviously with your granddad being a producer and that sort of thing, and then, finally getting into it yourself, did you ever think this is where you'd be today?
No. I can look back on myself in high school being the kid that was not too popular, didn't graduate on time, had to go to summer school, never went to prom. I didn't go to college. Just that kid, he would not ever dream of any of this stuff. And I've even been a member, like I've helped the Grammys for 7 years. Been a committee member on there. Didn't quite get nominated yet, but there's still time. I'm only 40 years old.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would never imagine that any of this would be possible. Like I said, grew up poor, and my family, fortunately for me, my parents really did give me the kind of upbringing that allowed me to be this type of entrepreneur. My mom saved up for a whole year to buy me a $600 compact computer and get me internet. And that first computer with that first internet, man, that just like really gave me the tools early on to start doing this kind of stuff. And just being in that musical family and just having that acceptance and just being like, yeah, you can listen to music that has cussing in it. And yeah, you can go to the shows. Let's take you to Rob Zombie. You're only 10 years old. Like all that stuff, man. That just paid off in dividends. And actually I've been supporting my mom and dad. They're retired. They don't work anymore. I pay for a house for them and all their bills and stuff. And to be able to do that as a child is one of your, ultimate goals, I think, to be able to provide for your parents and stuff. So yeah. I'm a fortunate product of that environment. And, I don't think I would change anything. I've definitely made my fair share of mistakes and had my own issues to deal with, but ultimately, I feel like I'm in a good place, and I feel really like right now, especially, I feel very creative right now. You can always tell I'm being creative when I start making my own songs, because I always have my enough things to work on. So if I'm making my own music, that means that creativity is exploding out of my body. So like, so yeah, I'm excited right now. It's a really good time.
Incredible. Joey, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for taking the time out to chat to us today. It's really meant the world. It's been really, really fun to get to talk to you.
Likewise, thank you guys so much for having me, and looking forward to more shows from you guys.
Oh, amazing. Before we let you get out of here, plug social medias, websites. Where can people find you and your wares out in the world? Sure.
Just type in Joey Sturgis, and don't spell my last name wrong. Sturgis, baby.
Incredible.
You're a legend, sir. Yeah, right. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Hopefully we can catch up soon. It's been an absolute pleasure, my friend. You take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, you too.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. Welcome to the 191st edition. Apologies for last week. Jamie was just in a lot of pain and quite tired, I think. And it just didn't really work out. He's managed to get a haircut, which is decent. So,
no. Yeah, that came with pain itself. I got the Becky to do it in the end. I looked like Sasquatch. I was like, just get rid of it. I was looking fucking ridiculous. So, yeah.
What, did I go for the bald look? You don't fancy joining me?
Nah, I don't think I could pull off being bald. I got close that one time when Becky shaved a square in the back of my head and I had to go full Ryback. But
oh, yeah, remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
That was not a good look, so...
Yeah, that's fair. I think this was quite a shock when you have something so drastically like change like that, because obviously nearly 10 years ago now I went bald because my hairline was just not working out. And to begin with, I was like, whoa, okay, I'm not sure. Now, fuck hair.
Yeah, fair.
I do not want hair on my head. Absolutely not. Get it off. All right.
I don't like having hair on the back and sides. I like having it like close shaved, but I couldn't go bald. No.
Okay, I'm like a Play-Doh machine. We've pushed it down and it comes to the top of the bottom. Yeah. So, Jamie, have you ever had one of those moments in life where you go to do something and end up doing something entirely different than what you actually went to do?
Yes.
So, a perfect example of this is I wanted my eyelid spray. I get a bad blepharitis, which is dandruff of the eyelids, for those who don't know, and it like gets rid of all the shit and the bacteria and the whatever else is sat there within the eyelids. And I went to go put my eyelid spray on, and I put deodorant on.
Not on your eyes, I hope.
At midnight. Like, I was just like, hang on, why have I just sprayed myself? I'm now going to sweat in bed. That's my pores clogged. Fantastic. But I didn't want my deodorant. I wanted my eyelid spray. So why have I put my deodorant? It was really weird. I just went, I'm going to put some spray on. It irritated me a little bit before I go to bed. Perfect. Didn't want to do that. Why had I done that? It was so weird. There's more stood there. I went, pretty sure it's not what I came here for.
That's quite impressive.
It would have been horrific had I just gone in my face. Yeah, and I put my eyelid spray under my armpits. Do you know what I mean? Because that's a spray as well. But that's the same thing. Yeah.
That's
at least my body hair won't have dandruff on it. Wonderful. No, but yeah, like it was just such a really weird moment of what a bellend. Why have I just done that?
That is quite impressive.
I fancy smelling fantastic for bed. The sheets will fucking love me. Oh, come here, you. Get tucked in. Oh, it smells phenomenal.
I can't say, I'm trying to think of an example of done something like that, but no, I can't think of anything. But I know I've like gone into a room, done something, gone
it's
out.
One of those moments,
that's not what I went in there to do. I know I've done it 100 times, but I can't think of anything.
Why am I in here?
Oh, I've done that 100 times too, yeah. Why did I come into the room? I can't remember.
When I first began this edition as well, I meant to say welcome to Don't You Think You'll Let Your Packet In, or whatever the fuck we called the edition this week. I don't think it's time to give it up or whatever it's called, lads.
Yeah.
So, which is in reference to a TikTok comment that we had, that basically one person out of billions didn't enjoy the Uber Eats joke. That was really it. It's not for everybody. That's fine. There are some dad jokes in there. There's some stupid shit in there, and there's some good shit in there. So, but I think it's time we packed it in, lads, don't you? No, is the answer to that. I'm good. We're fine, but I really appreciate the heads up. So anyway, yes. So welcome to Don't You Think We Should Pack It In, lads? The 191st edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. Right, Jamie. So first things first. No, second things second. Should I add after that little Sleep Theory have released Bye 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 by NSYNC, and it's fucking unbelievable. And you all need to go and check it out right now. It's on their YouTube channel. Hopefully they record it as a proper song, but unreal is all I can say. So I've got a list of famous misquotes that everyone still repeats to this day and age. Okay. That actually gets them so horribly wrong, and they're insanely famous. So there are 20. If you get bored, tell me or skip ahead. Okay. First one: mirror, mirror on the wall. Incorrect. It's actually magic mirror on the wall.
Magic mirror on the wall.
From Snow White in 1937. Just throwing that out there. So, secondly, Luke, I am your father. Obviously, famously from Star Wars. The actual line is, no, I am your father. Yeah, which is another one. So, from Sherlock Holmes, elementary, my dear Watson, is actually incorrect. It's actually, Holmes never ever said it. It was only in the films later on.
Huh.
Yeah.
There's another one like that I know, but I won't say in case it's on your list. If you don't mention it, I'll bring it up afterwards. But there's another one like that.
So from Casablanca, we had Play It Again, Sam, which is wrong. It's actually Play It, Sam. Just sort of that, So I can see you're well indulged in this little segment.
I love these sort of things, though.
Beam Me Up, Scotty from Star Trek. Is actually not correct. It's never said in Star Trek. The closest line is actually Scotty, beam us up.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That's the one I was going to mention if you didn't,
Number 6 is Houston, we have a problem. From Apollo 13 mission. The actual line is Houston, we've had a problem.
Huh.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll throw them up on the things. If you want to have a little quick read and not listen to me drone on for hours, then, it's all good. From Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come, is actually incorrect. It's actually, if you build it, he will come. So yeah, I just thought this was quite interesting. Do you feel lucky, Punk from Dirty Harry? Is actually wrong. You've got to ask yourself one question: do I feel lucky? So.
These are actually blowing my mind. I did not know this. I love shit like this.
Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates, is actually incorrect. It's actually, my mama always said, life was like a box of chocolates. So, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned is also wrong. It's actually paraphrased from William Congreve. It's heaven has no rage like love to hatred turned, nor hell a fury like a woman scorned.
Well, Jim Ross taught me that wrong when I was growing up then.
Yeah, he did. Little arsehole. Money is the root of all evil from the Bible. I mean, the Bible's misquoted and completely wrong all the way through anyway, because it's not real. But the love of money is the root of all evil is actually the quote. We got William Congreve again with music soothes the savage beast. It's actually music has charms to soothe the savage beast. Breast, it says. Interesting.
I've never even
have they written that correctly? Neither have I. Blood, sweat, and tears. There's another one. It's actually Churchill said, "I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat."
Huh.
Blood, toil, tears, and sweat.
I mean, I've heard that expression, though. I didn't realise it was a Churchill expression, but
I feel like it's like Chinese whispers. You know, people always say like, "Oh, it's this," and then it just catches on, and then people it becomes a thing.
I think that is what it is. It's just, this is a shorter version. This is an easier way of saying it. Blah 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 blah. I think it is that sort of situation.
Yeah, a couple more. Nice guys finish last, said by baseball manager Leo Durocher, is actually his words. Sorry, I'll start that again. His original words were longer and more sarcastic. That's what it says. Let them eat cake. No record of Marie Antoinette ever saying it. It appears in Rousseau's writings decades before her reign. The ends justify the means is not from Machiavelli. He never phrased it that way. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, where art for? Let me start that again. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Wherefore means why, not where. So Juliet isn't calling out to him, she's asking why he's a Montague.
Huh. Well, there we are. I had no idea that's what I meant.
Curiosity killed the cat. The original is care killed the cat, meaning worry, not curiosity. There we are. So there's just some famous misquotes for you there. I just thought I'd bore you all to tears for 5 minutes with that.
I enjoyed them, actually.
Oh, good. I feel like I don't give as much good delivery as sexy UK accents like you do. Do you know what I mean? So maybe I should have sent that to you. The other thing that really interests me that I find that people do: why, when we go shopping for tables and chairs, do we sit at said tables and chairs and go, "Yeah, it's definitely a table, and it's definitely a chair for me to sit in to eat at said table. Perfect." Why do we do that?
I don't know.
Because they ordered the fucking same thing. Oh, hang on. Let me just make sure. Let me picture the house. So it's round. It's a bit rounder, isn't it? Do we need a bit squarer? I think we need a bit squarer. Can I eat my dinner? Yeah, I can definitely eat my dinner off it. Yeah, it's good. Perfect. How that? That's perfect. I think every single table and chair, I'm going to be sat at exactly the same height. Yeah, I'll take it.
That's the only way I could kind of get it if you want to see like the chair to table height thing. Other than that, it's a hard table to go around a chair. No, wrong way around. Hard chair to go around a table. You know what it's going to feel like.
Me and Kelly were walking through next yesterday, and I was like, "Why is that guy just sat there?" I don't know if I like the feel of it. Oh, fuck off! It's a table. So weird.
I get it with sofas. When you go sofa shopping, completely get that.
But I saw someone do that as well. She was sat there. She went, "Sit, come on, love, have a seat. Come on, feel this. Feel it. Lovely, this, isn't it?" It's a sofa.
I get that one.
The exact same thing.
Yeah, but I do kind of get that one because you get different firmness levels and all that sort of shit. I get that one.
Is it because I don't give a fuck? Is that why? Is that what it is? I'm just a bit like, whatever.
I like people that go to look at beds and mattresses and sit on the side of it. And you're like, oh yeah, this is quite comfy. This is start bouncing. I
saw that. There's that one. Is it TikTok or Instagram with that couple that go around and like it's basically can we fuck on it? And she keeps like kneeling over, sitting on her hands and knees on the bed to see if it's like a good height for him, that sort of thing. Have you seen those? See, that's fucking genius. But,
that's a great way to test it. Fair play.
Yeah. Can I lie on it? Yeah, I could definitely lie on this. Yeah, it's definitely a bed. Right, okay, perfect. Next one. This is. Oh wait, hang on. I'm on sofa, stupid twat. So I can't fucking sleep on this, can I? Unless you've been a prick, obviously, then you'll be fucking sleeping on it.
You try that one because that's where you'll be sleeping. You've been a dickhead again.
But I've never understood the dining table and chairs thing. It's like, is it the colour that's going to match the walls or the drapes, whatever the fuck? Yes, take it.
Yeah, that one I don't get at all.
No, I think I'd rather have round than square because then you don't have any corners to fucking jam up your ass or anything when you try to get past or smack your balls off. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you bought fucking corners again. Look, it's not long. It's too long for room. But you know, it's one wall. There's nothing else left in here. It's just a fucking table and a wall. That's it. It's fucking freezing in here.
I'm sat at a square table, and can I just say I've never once got the corner up my ass.
And you know what? I always find that the tables are just that bit too big sometimes. And you always have people round, and you can't get fucking past, and it's really frustrating because they're still eating, and you have to go, and then you want to go for a piss or a drink, but you have to go all, and you always get put in the corner, so you have to go all the way around and annoy everybody. You know, it's like it's a house family version of when people go and buy beer all the time you go to an event, and you have to keep fucking standing up and then sitting and standing up and sitting down. It's so I've had enough of this shit at the fucking concert. I don't need it here.
Or as we call it, Christmas dinner. Because every fucking year.
Yeah, why? The thing with people always going for beer, just go and buy fucking loads. Stop buying 1 pint, necking it within seconds and going back for more. Just buy loads.
Yeah. Most venues do those 2-pinters now. Just buy one of them. That'll last you. Jesus Christ.
No, it won't fucking last them 15 minutes.
Yeah, I suppose. So I don't drink when I go to gigs. Like, even soft drinks, I don't like to because I don't want to get up and go for a piss while I'm trying to watch the gig.
Yeah, exactly.
I just can't. No, I'd rather wait. Simple.
And you always want to go for a piss at the most inappropriate time where you don't want to miss it, or you always go when there's a fucking massive queue and you're like, oh my God, what is the point?
Yeah, just
but getting drunk at festivals or wrestling shows or whatever, like getting hammered and not remembering any of it. What's the point in that?
Never understood it.
Never understood that either.
Nope.
If you want to get absolutely wasted, wait till it finishes and enjoy the evenings or whatever when there's nothing on. Do you know what I mean? Right, I will fit for an autopsy. I don't know, Dave, you were fucked. No idea. No fucking clue what's going on.
Yeah, never got it. The amount of time you
sleep the whole time.
Yeah, like, I spent most of the day in the tent because I drank too much. What the fuck was the point in going then?
Yeah, spent like 180, 200 quid on this ticket to sleep in your tent.
Baffles me.
Makes no sense. Makes no fucking sense to me either, Jamie. Anyway, let's get off my high horse. It's time for Callum's Treachings.
Oh. Do you want to know something? Callum will be able to tell you in Callum's Treachings.
Is cereal soup?
Ooh.
Callum is back to treat the world, the nation, the universe, the planet, the people of Zagreb. Jamie, what is Callum treating us this week?
Checks were wild. You could literally just write any denomination and use that as banknotes.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy, but I wonder why they got rid of them. Is it because they've
banked way too much?
Yeah, I mean, that is so crazy, man. I remember getting them for like birthdays and stuff like that.
Yeah. I've never written a check in my life that I can think of.
Have you not?
I remember having a checkbook when I was a kid and I opened my bank account and I was like, what the fuck do I even do with this? I think it just stayed in a drawer. I probably have, like, as an adult when you've had to cash something in or something, but generally when you've gone to pay someone and gone, here you go, have a check. I've never done.
But then you had to put a paying in slip with it, even though the check specified what the amount was on the front. It's almost like bank tellers were like, I ain't got a fucking clue, there's no paying in slip here. I ain't got a fucking clue what that says. No idea, it's just a lot of zeros to me, that. Oh, here we go, £100, perfect, thank you very much. Now I know what it is. Fucking ridiculous.
I know, never understood it. It's like you're paying in a fiver. Have you got a paying in slip? It's a fiver. I know you wouldn't ever put in something that low, but, you know, like...
I know they'd need, like, the details for the bank accounts and stuff like that, but it was just a bit silly. I was just like, I have no idea where this is going. No clue. Here's a bank card. Yeah, I still have absolutely no idea what is it? What's it for? I wonder if this is the version now of, like, if you said to kids, like, do you want a check? They're probably like, no.
Probably wouldn't. I imagine they would not have a fucking
Oh, nuts. I wish everyone's went, 1 million trillion pounds. Here you go.
Wouldn't surprise me. Do you remember the film, is it old Disney film, Blank Check?
No.
Oh, it was basically this kid, it's an old Disney film, live action Disney film. The kid gets hit by a car by this rich guy who basically gives him a check to pay for his bike, but didn't write a number on it.
Give that check to your dad, he'll know what to do with it.
Blank check.
And the kid just writes a stupid amount, I can't remember what it is now, and then buys like a mansion and like expansions onto his house and all this crap. It's literally called Blank Check.
Oh.
It was really fun. I love that film as a kid.
Basically Richie Rich then, is it? Or...
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Great film that was. I want to watch that now.
Oh, yeah, they were nuts. Well, we don't have many more, obviously, but that's probably why, because the amount of people that are probably like, $2 billion. There you go.
Can you imagine loads of people who tried to pay for something and it's not going to clear and they've just got away with it? So, yeah.
You essentially get like shopping for free.
Yeah, pretty much.
You could pay. Check is our Specsavers tills is still there. The button.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like, why has it not been taken off? Because right below, it's just above cards. So sometimes I hit cards, but my fingers are so fucking fat that I smash the screen basically, and it goes, "How much is the check?" I'm like, "Oh no, I don't want that." Like, but why is it still on there?
Saying that, remember, so when I worked at Morrison's, it was on their till as well.
Oh, okay. Dude, can we even accept them? I don't think we can even accept them anymore, but do people still have them?
No idea. I can't remember the last time I got one.
Because it's a boring edition, isn't it? We're checkbooks and misquotes. Okay, now they've come back with an absolute storm on air this week, haven't they? Jesus fucking Christ. Let's move on swiftly before we start boring you. So there was HSBC, there were Barclays, there were Lloyds.
And then Lloyds and TSB were two separate banks.
They are two separate. They used to be together.
Have I got that the wrong way around?
Yes.
Oh, fucking.
Never mind. Jamie, what else is Callum teaching us this week?
It's amazing in today's society how useful fingernails are on a day-to-day basis.
What? What? For what, though?
Opening cans? I don't scratching
I use my
cans.
finger. Oh, God. Putting opening cans. Oh, it makes me feel weird.
Yeah, see, I don't remember the last time I had nails. I'm a shit for biting them.
Oh, you fucking enjoy eating them, that's why.
I know, yeah.
I think you did about 4 times in this edition. But how are they useful? I mean, I just brush them through my beard a lot of the time. That's what I normally do. But I use my fingers more than anything else. I'm trying to look, what the hell do you use nails for now? What are they for?
I've lived all my life without them. I don't really know.
Oh, it's to keep the equilibrium balance on your feet. I actually haven't got a clue. It's just a random thing that lives on us that oh, okay, now we're talking, yeah. So you always get itches in the most inappropriate places in public. Never on your own. It's always in public. It's like it waits. It's sat there, you go, oh, I can't wait to tickle him later, but I have to wait till there's a lot of people around, so he looks like a fucking creepy weirdo. So, right in the asshole. There you go. Get it. There you go. Here we go. Oh, but that's a bit itchy, that. Fucking hell, there's like 15,000 people around me. Jesus Christ. Hey, try and do it slyly.
It's not possible.
It's where you put just pull your shorts or trousers, go way, have a quick go, and you're like, fuck, I missed it. Damn, I have to go again. And you got to think of another tactic of how to get it properly.
It's always the way, or a bollock. It's one of the two. Always the way.
Back scratching on a corner of a wall. Oh,
yeah,
unbelievable. Unbelievable, that's all I can say.
That's all I can think of. His back is scratching. That's literally
I generally don't know what they're for. They just grow out of nowhere. You're like, fuck's sake, got to trim these down now. Or eat them in your case. But, they are frustrating more than anything else.
I do struggle with opening like ring pulls and stuff like that because I don't have nails. So maybe they're good for that too. I don't know.
But I don't use... And now, people put fucking fake ones on. They're like claws. What? The people put fake nails on.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were on about ring pulls then. I was like, what?
No, there was a girl at work last week who had like a ghost and a Frankenstein, but they were like out here. And she's like, I want to put my contact lenses in. I went, with that? You must be joking. They could be here, like miles away from your face. Start scratching. Oh no, grim. Absolutely not. And they're getting longer and longer. You know how the Indian guy who had the world's longest fingernails, that sort of thing. Everyone wants to start turning to fucking him. He started a trend.
I've never understood. I remember seeing pictures of the longest fingernails. I was like, how do you function with your life?
What a life goal. What a life achievement that is.
Right.
What do you want to do with your life? I want to have the longest fingernails ever. Are you sure, Dad? Are you sure you don't want to become a doctor or something? No. I couldn't be fucked to cut them. Now I think I'll let them grow.
I was going to say, where was that point they got to where it was like, I can't be asked to cut these anymore? Or was it a conscious decision? Or was it like...
Or was it people that like, I'd love to stand on one leg. I just want to stand on one leg forever. That's all I want to do. It's just, I don't want to eat. How do they eat or drink? How do they actually... I just don't understand. I don't understand life sometimes.
No.
Makes no sense to me. I generally, toenails especially, what the fuck are they for?
Oh, yeah, good point. Oh. Just pop the catches inside his socks. I've no idea.
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell, I got a toenail fetish. Can I eat them?
I'm not that bad.
Don't people keep them in jars?
Do they?
Or am I thinking of some horror movies?
Probably.
And you can imagine someone else just like, hey, do you want to come to my house and see my nail collection?
Oh.
And they're probably thinking it's like like Primark or whatever, and they go over. It's just got like 15,000 jars full of his toenail clippings and stuff like that. He's like, "This is Monday. This is Tuesday, 2nd of November. This is Wednesday, July." It's a very hot summer that was. They grew so quickly. You want to taste them? Do I smell them? Have a smell of that. Look at that. I'd like to go home now, please, Simon. You're scaring me. Anyway, before you go, I better show you Jasper's, my dog. Here you go. I've got all his and all. There's got to be somebody out there that does that.
Oh, 100, I wouldn't doubt it in the fucking slightest, especially something like Hoarder or something like that.
Let's be all over the floor.
Oh, what a weird fucking addition this is.
Boring and fucking odd, yes.
Yeah.
And finally, Jamie, what is Callum treating us this week?
You can buy so many supplements to boost your defenses, but almost none to boost your attack.
I saw that coming. I saw it coming a mile off. This is very true.
It is,
especially in the heat of battle. You know what I mean? Especially when you walk outside and then all of a sudden the outside Pokemon, they all like swing round and you're just facing each other like ding 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 ding, and then you got like I don't know. Is it Game Boy where it like swings round and then it's like facing each other sort of thing, and it's like and you press attack and it's like it. I don't know.
It's just the noise.
Yeah, because that's what old Game Boys and Star Wars Segas. It's one noise, but it is no other noise. Yeah.
It's about earlier on. I was messing around with Olivia and I just went Hadouken, and she was like, "What is that?" I had to like show her what Hadouken was because she had no idea. I was like, I forgot games can actually talk these days.
Oh yeah, just the one thing Ryu and Ken never said. Yeah.
Hadouken.
Little Street Fighter. I used to be Blanca. So. Used to love that with the electricity. I used to use the electricity all the time, and my brother always got really fucking annoyed with me. Anytime it came near me, I was like, and he's like, fuck. It's like Law and Tekken. Law and Tekken, I always just a little flip. That's all I did, was just flip every time. And he couldn't get near me, and I fucking loved it. So then he started being the same character as me and doing the exact same thing to me. We used to get really angry at each other about it. It was really funny.
In a circle.
Yeah, learn one move, just do the one move all the time.
That was like my mate in wrestling games back in the day. I knew all the what to do, and he just like knew like one thing. He'd just run. It's like, let me catch you.
Clothesline, by the way.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. That's fighting games annoy the shit out of me. I can't play against people and stuff. I just can't do it because it winds me up a treat.
Oh yeah, I love like 2K games. I have for years, but I cannot be dealing with the online play. People just do my head in. No.
Madden, there's so many trophies. I'm like, well, I'll never get those. Never mind. I'll never achieve this. I'll never achieve status. Play a game really well.
Yeah, no.
Like, oh, look at you. Bless you.
I remember playing Star Wars Battlefront. I was like, do you know what? I'm going to try playing online. I literally loaded in. It must have been 2 seconds and I was dead. I was like, fuck this. So this isn't for me.
Well, I'm going to give this a go. Bollocks, this is a shit. What a shit game. I don't know why I bother anyway. I remember playing FIFA with some housemates, and we were like getting really into it, just having a bit of a laugh. And we played on the hardest difficulty, but we played on the same team, all three of us. And I scored in like the 40th minute or something, make it 1-0. Okay, it was fucking hard, mind. And I was like, yeah, I like proper cheered and loved it. And one of my mates got so angry at me that when he scored, he screamed in my face. I was like, whoa, what the hell? We're on the same team. Like, what the fuck? It was so weird. He just went like, yes. My face like, all right, mate. Like, what? I mean, it's great, but why are you screaming at me? Like, it was weird. It was so weird. And my mum was like, shut the fuck up. People are going to think you're getting attacked. People are going to think you're getting attacked today. Stop it. Like, oh, we're just having some fun.
I've always said it takes a special breed of person to play FIFA because it just brings out weird things in people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really play it much anymore. I used to love it as a kid, but like, you know, play FIFA 99. I mean, my brother would just like be obsessed. But yeah, I'm definitely more Madden now. I absolutely love Madden. I could play it for forever.
I can't like games like that.
But yeah, I mean,
turn them on. Player eyes, nothing to it. You just have a bit of fun for a bit.
They should really bring out more supplements for attack, though.
They really. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that was what we were talking about. Yeah.
They really
It would
should.
really help. It would really help in situations. Talking of attacks, horrible what happened in the Huntington train. Like, that is absolutely mental.
I couldn't believe that when I read that. The fuck? But fair play to
Absolutely
that guy.
mental. Oh, they charged him.
Charged him and got in the way of those young girls and stuff.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway, sorry to completely bring that down.
Yeah.
Callum, mate, thank you so much. Thank you so much, as always. Always a great appreciation for your teachings, as always, and that you take the time out to send us those 3-second videos. Thank you so much.
Always.
Jamie, we've had a week off. How the fuck are you doing?
I'm all right. Before we move on, though, I've brought something to the table.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay.
I found another weird sport.
Oh, is there still more of these?
This is dumb and possibly the most British thing I've ever seen.
Is it real?
Yeah, it's real. It's one-handed beer boxing.
Right.
One-handed beer boxing rule. The rules are informal, but the basic concept is to chug a beer with one hand while using the other hand to punch your opponent, and the first person to finish their beer wins.
But I was punching out your hand and you finished it.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's basically with some variations on the rules, but including knocking the beer out the opponent's hand being a knockdown, and no punches are allowed below the belt. Competitors must chug their beer using only one hand. The other hand must be used for punching. The fight ends when one competitor finishes their beer. Getting the beer knocked out of your hand may result in a knockdown, and punches must stay above the waist, like I said.
Okay, so is it in a ring or is it at a table?
It's in a ring. It's like legitimate pads, gloves, everything.
I was going to say, because I'd probably use my actual hand to fight with.
Probably be easier, but probably more violent. This is supposed to be a bit of fun. But
is it supposed to be fun? Beat the shit out of someone trying. Like, it's the fact that it's got beer involved. I think that's just odd.
Like, what is this?
There you go. Done. That is pathetically shit. Where the fuck do they play this?
I could only see England. So that says it all, really, doesn't it? So.
It does say it all, yeah. Only in weather. You could go to fucking Weatherspoons to see that shit for free. There's no gloves involved at all.
Really made me laugh. Just like, this is the dumbest
thing
I've ever seen.
Where did you find that?
I think it was like Facebook Reels or Instagram Reels. I was scrolling through and I was like, that has got to go in the show. One-handed beer boxing. Add that to the road trip.
Every single one of them, if I was fighting, every single one you find is boxing or UFC every time.
It does tend to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. It actually is.
So
apart from my
algorithm
fishing. So, but yeah, that's insane. That's actually insane and just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I think chess boxing was the weirdest one you brought to the table.
I forgot about that one.
Oh, how did you move the piece of that big fucking gloves on? Fuck's sake! I've knocked the board over now. Fucking hell! Shit game this anyway.
It's like me on online gaming.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not fucking bothered. But yeah, I'm all right. The neck debacles continue, but other than that, I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Absolutely fine. Tired, but nothing new going on, my friend. Nothing to really shout or write home about. I'm going home this weekend. I'm actually looking forward to seeing my family. It'd be quite nice. But yeah, I've just been doing the usual shit, basically.
Work.
Yeah, exactly. Rihanna into fuck. So, what's been going on?
I've actually been quite busy in a way. Obviously, the next stuff continues. I went to physio, which was fun because she basically turned around and went, those massages they told you to do and the massage pillow they told you to use probably made it worse. It's like, yay!
It's everything's making it worse. Does nobody have any clinical idea what the fuck's going on? They seem to just blame everybody else. That seems to be the only thing that comes out of this.
All they seem to be is like the doctor was painkillers. Let's see what happens. Get a massage. Do these stretches is what the physios told me to do. Come back in a month. Like, I think they're just doing everything they can to not spend money on just giving me a fucking scan and just finding out what's going on. Because it's doing my head in. It's got slightly better. Don't get me wrong, it's slightly better, but still nowhere near where it needs to be. Like, I can't lift my head higher than this. Tense all the time. My neck here is killing me right now. But I think it's only because when I'm resting, I'm not like hurting myself. But so when we were supposed to record last week, I'd been out because the physio was like, make sure you go for regular walks. If you can go out, go out. Just don't carry stuff around or anything like that. But be out and about and walk. I was dying. I was in so much pain. It was unreal by the end of the day. But yeah, it all continues. Oh, fucking hell.
Do you reckon after Notre Dame burnt down, people were like, fucking hell, Notre Dame's gone, we need a new Quasimodo. Jamie.
I got a Brummy lined up for you.
Hello. I'm here, man. Don't you worry about that. That's fucking Hunchback of Notre Dame Disney movie. It's just a fucking Brummy. Everyone's like, what the fuck? You turn up. Live action. Esmeralda.
What do you do with the money being
hang on, fucking hell, hang on, Jesus, hang on, fucking hell. I've gone wrong way, hang on. I don't know why I'm Yorkshire all of a sudden. I'm Yorkshire Quasimodo now. Fucking, hang on, this is not fucking champion, this I tell you. Let me just have a drink, fucking hell, hang on, let me have a drink. There we go, bloody lovely that way. I'm static as fuck now, I can't move neck at all.
This is not champion at all. Oh, fucking hell. But yeah, what else have we been up to? We had a builder in, doing some adulting stuff. We've had the downstairs bathroom redone. So
you finally caved?
Yeah, I finally caved.
You finally caved. I watched some shows back from last year, because I've been trying to get clips of the show, and you were like, I'm going to get it done. I really want to do it as an achievement. And then you were literally, the first time you went, yeah, fucking plastering's hard, isn't it? Plastering shit. Who gives a fuck anyway? I can't do it.
The guy came round to look at it and he just went, I see what you tried to do. It's like, thanks, mate.
That's the nicest way of putting it. Brothers don't all go, fucking hell, what have you been doing in here? Jesus Christ, a cat can do better.
It was like, it's not easy, but you go, I watch YouTube videos and then practice. I do lots of it, so I got, but it's not easy. I was like, stop trying to make me feel better. I know it was shit, okay, it's fine. But, yeah, we've had that done. We had the kids.
I love it. He just walked in and he was just, he looked at it, looked at you, looked back at it, and just like kicked it in. And he went, I'll fucking do it instant, shall I? Yeah, I'll do a better job. I think I'll fix this up for you, mate. Don't worry. Just boots in.
But fair play to the guy, he was great. He came in and was like, so the guy that fitted the sink and the toilet, he did a shit job, didn't he? So he moved a bunch of that and fixed that for us and stuff like that. He was really good. Fair play to him, he was great. We had the kids stay for a few days as well. We went to town, which is when I was fucked after doing that. We went to Primark because Lena wanted to go to the Stranger Things cafe. It's her new little obsession, is Stranger Things. She's absolutely loving it.
That's out the end of the month, isn't it?
Yeah, very excited for that. We carved some pumpkins. Mine was a bit shit because I'm a bit limited. Normally I like to go have a bit of fun, but it was like the most basic design ever this year. We went to a fireworks night the other night. I watched most of it through my phone because I tried to look up. I saw the tiniest bit and then I was like, I can't see anymore. So I literally just angled my phone up. So I just watched it through my phone screen.
Why did you lie down?
I couldn't really lie down on a concrete car park.
Yeah, you can. Also, fireworks night's Wednesday. What's going on here?
They just arranged them for the week. I think they tie it in with Halloween a lot of places, don't they? So
do they?
Yeah, a lot of places do these days.
Oh, but this week I'm coming.
Yeah, but no, it was this weekend. I went because it was a nice thing with the family and got out of the house for a bit. But I was just like, when the fireworks came on, I was like, I tried to look up. I was like, ow, no, can't do that. I was like, I know. Becky was like, look at it through your phone screen. I was like, that's not a bad idea. Actually, that's a pretty one, isn't it? Fucking stupid. But there we are. It was.
I bet why's he recording it, the weirdo? What's he recording it for? Look at this Ben and dear. Yeah.
Fucking I felt like a right brat. After a while, I just stopped. I feel ridiculous. But hey ho. What else have we been doing? Keeping up to date with all our programs and stuff like that. We finished Only Murders in the Building this season. Fucking great season, this last one. But other than on the watching point, I'm on SummerSlam 2005. I've just started that. I forgot just how good that He Who Should Not Be Named versus Randy Orton match in 2004 was for the world title. Such a good match. There's been some fantastic matches. A lot of these I've not seen around this Ruthless Aggression era, so this is quite a lot of new watching for me. But enjoying that. And other than that, me and Becky have been watching the James Bond movies because I've never watched them. I've watched in like a handful of the recent ones, so we started from the beginning. I really need to stop comparing every film to Austin Powers. Every single bit that comes on. Odd Job walks on. I instantly went, who throws a shoe? Everyone. Every single thing. Someone mentioned $1 million. I was like, $1 million? I really need to stop it. I'm ruining these films for me. But yeah, they're quite good actually. Don't believe I've never really watched them before. But the effects are dreadful. It's like he got shot, you just hear bang, and then 2 later he falls down. I was like, that was a gunshot. Like, what was that?
Is that made like the 1970s, mate? You always calm down a little bit, yeah?
No, but come on. Some of it was ridiculous. The end of Goldfinger, the dude gets sucked out of an airplane window, and it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever watched in my life.
Just see him climbing out. Oh, no, turn camera away, turn camera away, fucking hell. Right, now go. Just hear him hit the fucking crash mat and he just gets up and walks off.
I was really enjoying the film at that point. I'd never seen or knew nothing about Goldfinger, apart from the fact he looks like Goldmember, which really made me laugh. But I was like, oh, and then right at the end of the film, that happens. Like, that just took me out of the entire film. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
They're like nearly 60 years old, man. Pack it in.
Some things are just unreal. But yeah. That's pretty much me. I haven't really done a fat lot, just the odd bits and bobs. What about you?
I done a fat lot. Here's all the fucking shit I just done.
Just bits and bobs over 2 weeks.
Shut up. I mean, I've been Rihannaing a lot. Did a 6-day week. That's not very exciting. Me and Kelly went for a coffee date yesterday. That was really nice. And then we watched our next, which I told you about. And then we just went back to hers and I watched football. That was literally it yesterday. I have come off I've been watching so much wrestling that I've got so far behind on everything else I've been watching, like, in the world.
Yeah.
It was actually quite refreshing. So I actually finished The Walking Dead season 10. I'm on the final season. Now, have you haven't completed The Walking Dead, have you? I feel like it's one of them seasons that shows that people have either given up or they've got to the end and slogged their way through it.
No, I gave up quite a while ago.
Because I'm on the final season, episode 6. Because now, obviously, then the stories have now expanded into, like, solo people doing their own shit now. But yeah, I was like, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm just going to finish it. So I finished season 10. I was like, oh, I've got right back into it again. It's great. So I watched that. I'm watching Slow Horses season 4, which I'm loving. I'm watching Ted Lasso again, season 3, because I never finished that. I started watching my shows again. I was like, this is actually really refreshing to come away from AEW and WWE. Like, oh my God, like I'm just watching TV again like a normal person. It's quite nice. I am sort of up to date with AEW. I've already got the rest of Dynamite from Wednesday, then Collision from Saturday. That's it. But yeah, so I'm enjoying that at the moment. Been doing like a WWE catch up. I'm still not at the Royal Rumble yet from this year. But yeah, man. Like other than that, I've not done a lot. I've done fuck all.
But you've been at work. I haven't been at work, so I feel like
but I don't want to be at fucking work anyway. So I've been at Kelly's a few times. Like we just hung out. Like I said, we went out yesterday. NFL fantasy. I was winning last weekend, and then I got caught on the Sunday Night Football and lost by like 40 points. The player who scored 40 points tore his ACL yesterday because you not tore that last fucking week.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, so I was like, you bastard. But I've won this week, so I'm 6-3, but it's just a bit frustrating that I seem to get absolutely slaughtered and then the week later they're shit.
Yeah.
But never mind. And the Steelers beat the Colts last night. We beat the best team in the AFC. Nice. They were 7-1 going into our game and we absolutely destroyed them. We were 27-7 up in the final quarter. And we won 27-20. They came back with storming, but there was one of the most mentalist games I've ever seen in my life last night between the Chicago Bears and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bears were 41-27 up with like 2 minutes to go, and it finished. No, that's a lie. They were 40-27 up with 2 minutes left. The Bengals scored twice in those last 2 minutes, and it was 42-40 to the Bengals. And with 7 seconds, the Bears launched, again like last year, which happened to them this year, they launched it and scored with 7 seconds to go and won 47-42. It was insane.
Fucking how did he score twice in 2 minutes?
It was unbelievable. Because they scored, then onside kicked it, and on the onside kick, it flicked off on the Bears player's toes, which means the ball becomes live and they grabbed it. Dude, it was the most wildest game I've seen. It was the best game I've seen all year, but I'm happy the Bengals lost because they're in our division. So when they started to win, I was like, you fucking bastards. And when the Bears scored with 7 seconds left, I was like, yes! And then I realised the player who scored and ran the 40-yarder was playing against me in fantasy, and I was like, no! But I still won.
What a mix of emotions. Yes,
oh my god, it was just an absolute wild, it was just like just such a wild ride, man. Such a wild ride. But we love it. Aberdeen are playing this week in the Europa League, and I'm just a bit like, well, we'll probably get slaughtered again. Scotland played in their first Autumn Nations game in the rugby over the weekend. We broke our record for the most amount of points scored at home. We beat the United States of America 85-0.
Fucking hell.
It was amazing. It was to the point where I actually, in the second half, just went, I was playing my phone. We were so far ahead. I was just like, yeah.
There's no suspense here.
No. But this weekend, we're welcoming New Zealand, who are like the second best team in the world.
Yeah.
Who have just beaten Ireland in America for some reason at Chicago's Soldier Field. But yeah, we play the All Blacks this Saturday, and I'm back in Cheltenham. That's this Saturday, so it's going to be what a game! I'm so excited. I wanted to go, but obviously I booked my weekend back in Cheltenham now for this weekend. But so many people on the Scotland rugby group are selling tickets. I was like, you fuckers. Yeah, so I think that's what I might do in future. Rather than buying off the website, I might just wait for people to sell them and go, yeah, I'll have one.
Might as well
do it that way instead.
It works out a lot cheaper.
But yeah, man, I mean, other than that, well, it doesn't work out cheaper. There's sell it at face value, but the tickets always just sell out within minutes. So you're like, oh. But yeah, and I also highly recommend you all go check out Sleep Theory's version of Bye 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 by NSYNC because it's unbelievable. Just thought I'd throw that out there again.
Fair enough.
It's a necessity.
I'm really intrigued on this.
It's so good. His voice live, you're like, it just sounds like he's singing off. It's the record you listen to.
So, it's about NSYNC songs that just go really well as metal songs. It's really weird.
Yeah, well, look at Villain of the Stories pop.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's glorious.
Who else covered Bye Bye that I was absolutely loving? Someone else did as well. I can't remember who it is now. I listened to it recently. But no, it's got on my head. No Resolve, maybe? I think it was.
No, I've heard another one, but I can't think who it was.
I think it's No Resolve, but still. But yeah, man, not a whole ass of a lot really going on at this current point in time. Got a lot of stuff coming up, but not like I just can't. I've got a lot of time off in December, which I'm so happy about.
I could imagine
because I had to use up on my holiday, and November was like all taken. It's like, I guess it's my fun a lot in December then. So that's gonna be bliss. That's gonna be utter bliss. But yeah. Anyway, I suppose we should bring in our single of the week. But my single of the week is not a single. Well, it is and it isn't. So I chose Bury the Roses by Say We Can Fly. Which is also the title of the trilogy of his latest album that came out a few Fridays ago. Braden accumulated 250,000 streams in 6 days.
Fuck!
He texted me and he went, I've not seen his numbers in about 7 years. He's like, this is insane.
Now, fair play.
It was over 250,000 streams not within a week yet. So I don't know, God knows what it's on now. But Bury the Roses and Forgive Me are my two favourite singles from that album. I struggled to actually pick a song off that album like on its own because the whole album is fucking phenomenal. He told me he poured his blood, sweat, tears and tits into it. I just said it like he put everything into this album, and you can definitely tell.
Fair play. I need to listen to the full album. I've listened to the song Bury that. I've not really been listening to much music.
Don't give me that. I've not had time. Bullshit.
No, I've not had time. Music and podcasts is normally my travelling thing. I don't really listen to much in the house, so but I will. I do need to listen to it. I do need to listen to it. But I listened to Bury the Roses and fuck, it's good. Like, it's incredible. It easily stands up there against his whole back catalogue. It is damn good. So I do need to go listen to the rest of it. It's very, very good. Weirdly enough, my single of the week was also released at the same time as a brand new album. I've gone with something a bit different for me. Taylor Acorn and her brand new single, Home Videos. It's fucking incredible. It's off the new album, Poster Child. The whole album's really good. Olivia absolutely loves it. So I listened to it because Olivia wanted it on. I was giving her a bath. She's like, Daddy, put some music on. I was like, sure, what do you want to listen to? She's like, Taylor Acorn. I was like, all right. So I listened to that and it's absolutely fucking brilliant. I listened to her a while back before Slam Dunk a couple of years ago because the Sapling Boys had her on the show and I was like, really good. I really like this. And yeah, absolutely fantastic new single. Really, really good. So everyone go check out Taylor Acorn with Home Videos.
Nice. Lovely.
Lovely jubbly.
It's time for Tom's Journal.
Ooh.
And welcome to another edition of Tom's Journal.
So, Jamie, my 3 kids each have 30-minute tablet screen time. But yesterday, they've learned that if they agreed on what to do or watch together, they could turn it into an hour and a half. So now, I either have to create distrust among them or accept that they're unionised.
I mean, that's genius, to be fair. That's really clever. Fair play. Their kids are going places. Fair play.
Yeah. What a collaboration.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, guys, if we actually work together.
I don't know how they've managed to find 3 siblings that work together and get along, but fair play.
Yeah, tell me about it. I know. Such a rarity. Okay. This is names for Rage Against the Machine if the band were from Britain.
Oh, God.
Are you ready for this?
Oh, God.
Miffed at the Machine. Disgruntled at the Machine. Really rather annoyed at the Machine. Not too fond of the Machine at all. Livid at the Machine. Give the Machine a bloody good talking to. This is all for you. Don't like the cut of the Machine's jib. Cross with the Machine. Tell the Machine to just pack it in. Ask the Machine to settle down.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Flabbergasted with the Machine.
That's such a good word.
Tut in the general direction of the Machine. Had about just enough of the Machine. And finally, call the Machine a plonker.
That is fucking superb. I think Miffed at the Machine might be my favourite one, but they're all fucking great.
They were so good. So good.
The cut of the Machine's jib. So good.
So I've been watching Educated Yorkshire, and fuck me, teachers' patience is unbelievably wild. Good on them. I could never. Massive respect. I'd have volleyed at least 2 of them through a window. Threatening to burn my home down. You're fucking 14, I'll fucking put you through a wall, you wee prick.
I've never watched the show. I've seen clips on. Like, fuck all of that. Go work in another school, because fuck dealing with that.
My mum absolutely loves that programme. Obviously, she's a Yorkshire lass, so she is obsessed. But I couldn't deal with kids, man. I would probably destroy them. I would, where they stand and put them through walls and windows, and yeah, I'd be like there screaming. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, fuck that. Nope. I see kids in Olivia's school, and I'm just like, no, go away. Just don't. No.
Yeah, hell no.
Go away.
So, talking of schools, I was doing my lunch duty, and 2 year sevens just rolled out a picnic blanket, sat down, got out 2 actual mugs, filled them with tea from a flask, and got a pack of biscuits out. Unbelievable! Well, I once caught a year 7 having a fag and a can of Foster's at lunchtime. I think our catchment areas might differ slightly.
Oh, fuck's sake. I think the fag and the Foster sounds like the school I went to be fair.
Oh, I was giving a blowy behind the bins. What bins? So weird. Did you know? I don't know if this is actual true story. That a tick that makes you allergic to meat is spreading, and a single bite can reprogram your immune system. Oh fuck! The vegans have launched their first attack on mankind.
They've had their attack supplements. The vegans have. They're fucking on us now.
Yeah, this is so good. I've got a quick grammar lesson for you, James. Okay?
Oh God.
Doesn't. Does not. There. They are. You're. You are. My fire. The one desire. Believe.
Fuck's sake.
When I say, I want it that way.
Oh, I should have seen that coming, shouldn't I?
Bad podcast equipment.
Forgot about that one. It's about time we call it a day.
Yeah, I think about time to call it a day, lads. Brussels Airlines runs 3,000 empty flights to maintain takeoff and landing slots. Well, thank fuck I washed out that used chopped tomatoes to recycle the can.
It always makes me laugh. That make sure you do this. Make sure recycling.
I'm so glad I carry that bag for life around me everywhere. Jesus Christ, yeah.
You look at some of the shit going on. You're like, come on.
This is obviously Scottish because some of the words are throwing me off a little bit. It's mad how your taste buds change as you get older. Would never even thought about touching a mushroom when I was younger, and now I'm basically out foraging the woods trying to find the elusive scarlet elf cap to fling in my carbonara for more earthy flavour.
Oh God.
I love mushrooms.
Oh, I'm my favourite vegetable.
Do you know what would really suck ass? If when you died, you found out there were actually ghost jobs, like you had to work at the ghost post office.
That would really suck.
That would be shit.
All my life. You're dead.
Yeah.
Another job. Fuck off. Be even worse if you ended up dying and then getting the same job you had while you were alive. Like you're a postman.
Oh.
And now you're a ghost postman.
Yeah, ghostman.
It was right there. I can't believe I didn't take that myself.
At the ghost office, yeah. I thought the barista was going to ask me if I wanted a straw, but unfortunately instead she said, "Have a nice day," to which I replied, "No thank you," and then drove away.
Oh God, I love those things that afterwards you're just like, what the fuck did I do that for?
Oh, so good. I wonder if you do this.
Oh God.
The wife has been looking forward to stewing the slow cooker all day. Until I realised that I unplugged it earlier when I was plugging in Alexa to ask her how old Ronan Keating is. Oh.
No, I've never done that. I have unplugged the slow cooker to make a cup of tea and then forgot to plug it in for about an hour and then plugged it back in. But no,
Superb.
not that one.
To be honest with you, Claire, you've not made this up. I'm not sure whether I've made this up or not, but does anybody remember in the 80s and 90s upstairs of a double-decker bus, there'd be a little see-through bit you could look down at the driver on?
I remember that.
There was, wasn't there? And you ever have those moments where you look down and you'd always look up at the same time, you're like, fuck!
Yep, I remember that because I got told off by a bus driver because of one of them once.
Why?
Because it was there and I put my gloves on it, not thinking, I just put my gloves on it, and the bus stopped and he came and said to me, "Excuse me, can you take those off there? I can't see through the window. I can't see, you need to take those off there." I was like, "Oh, okay, now I know what that does."
Yeah, obviously because you could see, because there was a mirror there, wasn't there?
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
could look back and see if anyone was pissing around upstairs.
I always wondered how they knew what was going on upstairs when I was a kid. That's how. Mirrors.
Couple more for you. Someone in my Norwegian class didn't know the word for cowboys, so called them American horse pirates. I've been laughing about it for half an hour.
Pirates, that's the greatest name for a cowboy ever.
It's wonderful, isn't it? It's absolutely wonderful.
American horse pirate. Well, look, American horse pirates and Indians. Everyone's favourite childhood game.
Nice book. Too bad it's all been plagiarised from the dictionary.
Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake.
And finally, Jamie, we'll all be 4 horsemen deep into the apocalypse and still going to work. Boss, why were you late? Oh, well, a lake of fire swallowed the freeway. Boss, I feel like you're not considering how this affects the team.
The unfortunate thing is, I could easily see that happening in most workplaces.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, if I managed to get to work today, then there's no reason you couldn't.
Exactly. I don't give a shit that fucking half the earth is under flames and lava right now. I'm still here.
The account ain't going to look after itself, mate. Make sure you work.
Exactly.
Fucking.
Oh, I've got no legs and I've only got one arm left. Yeah, well, who gives a shit? It should be here.
You've still got one arm you can use.
And that was another edition of Tom's Journal.
What a beautiful edition it was, my friend.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, you know, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com. Mr. Stevens.
That's the Halloween theme song. Does it work? Does it?
No, it doesn't work.
No, not at all.
I couldn't think of another one.
Jamie's participation challenge. If you've got some answers, Jamie's participation challenge. Come on. Jamie's participation challenge. I fucked the lyrics. Jamie's participation challenge. Put it up now.
Okay, let me try a different song. That one didn't work. It's audience participation time. Participation time. No, I've lost it.
The Monster Mash.
Yeah. I was too busy laughing. I lost it. No.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm in so much pain right now. It's ridiculous.
Time to participate, bitch. If you feel like dancing, time to participate, motherfucker. Time to participate, bitch. If you really fancy it, come on, answer Jamie's little questions to keep him happy, bitch.
Keep him happy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to participate in Jamie's participation challenge. This week is dead. Try that one again. This week instead.
Yeah.
This week's edition is a spooky edition, so we are asking, what's the weirdest Halloween costume you've ever worn? What say you, Mr. Stevens?
I mean, this was meant. Technically, this is correct because this was meant to be last week's, and now it's this week. So technically, this week's instead is actually correct. But I don't really dress up ever at all. So I don't really have. I'm trying to think if I've seen any like really weird ones, but I don't think there's any weird ones either. I've seen some fucking great ones at the NFL with people like zombies on them and stuff, and then they attack the security guards and everything like that. I think they're great. But I haven't seen anything like odd.
Even when you were younger, did you not dress up?
Nope. Remember my dad I don't know why he thought this was so clever. He probably got me killed. We lived in Germany at the time. This is a genuine story. We lived in Germany at the time. You know where this is going.
Yeah.
And he dressed me up as a Jew to send me to school. Yeah. And my mum was like, I don't think that's a very good idea. So I can't remember what they made me pretending me to. I think it was like Oliver or something. Because I had like they put like a paint and moustache on me and stuff, and I rubbed it all off, and yeah, it was just. And he had the hair with the braids and everything like that, and he.
What?
Yeah, and it was not a good idea. So my mum basically just made me dress in the clothes and then didn't put the wig on or the bust. Yeah, and I rubbed the moustache off, and I just went as like a poor boy, Oliver type style, I think.
God.
Yeah.
Did they put a yarmulke on you as well?
It wasn't great. What the hell is that? Oh, the little hat. No, he kept that in the house as well. Yeah. Probably the safest option. Yeah, it was not a great idea.
No, not in slightest.
I think he thought it was fucking hilarious though.
Jesus Christ. I'm trying to think what costumes I've done over the years. I remember, I think it was my birthday, wasn't Halloween though, where I dressed up as Jesus. We had the party at Damo's house. And I made my own like cardboard crucifix, and Joe made me a literal crown of thorns out of a thorn bush and everything. I went whole hog on that costume.
Yeah, that's not Halloween though.
No. The main Halloween one I remember is when I worked at Sainsbury's. And I found an old uniform that was like tattered and torn and everything. And I turned myself into the Sainsbury's zombie. And there's pictures of me somewhere sat in the box of pumpkins at the front of the store. I don't know where I got this idea from, but I remember walking in, my store manager going, "You better not deface one of our uniforms for that." I was like, calm down. It was already falling apart.
Brilliant. That's one way to get into the spirit, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, right? I thought I looked great. Well, there we are. Let's get some audience answers. Kelly Cleaton, I've seen many odd ones at our club Halloween parties. A condom, a piece of poo, the Titanic. Jimmy Savile is a bit too weird though. Why would you dress up as Jimmy Savile?
Was it before they found out he was a piece of shit?
What, didn't they find out like years ago?
I don't know.
But
some boys thought they were fucking hard and hilarious.
Probably. I really want to see this Titanic costume.
Oh, I'm so edgy. I'm going to go as fucking Jimmy Savile, mate. People will fucking love it. Why are there loads of kids around me? I'm fucking pulling them all here.
I fucking hate when people try and be edgy with their costumes. I saw a picture the other day of someone who dressed up as Charlie Kirk with like blood coming down. I was like, why? Just why? Dickhead. Anyway, Saskia Turner Edwards says, I once dressed up as a zombie version of my ex while we were still together. I'm pretty intrigued how you dress up as a zombie version of your ex.
How can be your ex if you're still together?
I mean, they're ex now, but they were still together at the time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. Debbie Moyet says that I saw someone dressed as Zombie Jesus. I like it a lot. Matt Rose, Sexy Lord Farquaad.
Okay.
I'm not sure how you make Lord Farquaad sexy, but there we are. Anne-Marie Gregory, my ex is still living. Does that count as a Halloween costume? Corey Howes just says, this face, it's absolutely terrifying. I'm guessing that's Rick's face. It's very
Rick's
zoomed
face,
in.
yeah.
I thought it's a beautiful face, Corey. What are you on about? Ryan Williams. When I was in my 20s, I dressed up as a scientist and I ran around with a mad magazine and I was a mad scientist. That's genius. My friend was dressed up as a flower and had a sun on her head and she was a sunflower. I like it. I saw somebody a few years back dressed up as a ballerina with like a pink box around them and they were the jewellery box ballerina. That's fucking genius. Fair play. I really like that one. We didn't get many for this one, so I'll give you one last one, and that is Graham White. And it simply says fish finger, and he's attached a picture of himself dressed as a fish finger, and it is fucking superb. Have you seen this picture?
No.
I don't know if you can be able to see it.
No.
I will put it on the screen, obviously. There we are.
Yeah.
Fucking superb, Graham. I was really hoping people would send in pictures, so that made me very happy.
Excellent. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you to everyone that participated in Jamie's challenge, as ever. We always appreciate everybody getting involved. If you enjoyed Jamie's participation challenge, Callum Streeting's Tom's Journal, the interview when there is one around, and the rest of the shit, boring old arse fucking old age men moaning about kids these days now and fucking whatever else. You enjoy the other 109 editions of Chronicles of Podcast, wherever you get your podcast from, Google, Spotify, Apple, the usual crap, where it all is. We'd rather you come and find us all over social media at TCO Pod. That's Facebook, Instagram, Threads, LinkedIn, to TikTok, the usual. And please come and subscribe to us at the Chronicles of Podcast on YouTube as well. That'd be most grand of you. Thank you. We really appreciate your time. That's all social media at TCO Pod, and subscribe to us on YouTube at the Chronicles of Podcast. Isn't that right, Jamie?
That is absolutely 100 correct, sir. 100% correct, not just 100 correct. Anyway, before we get out of here, let's say a massive thank you to a few of our friends. Every single piece of music you heard on today's edition is brought to you by the wonderful singer-songwriter Matt Roberts. Go check him out. All social medias at Matt Roberts Music. Make sure you follow him on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, wherever you get your music from. Make sure you're giving him a follow. Of course, we have to say a massive thank you to friend of the show, Braden Barry. Go check out Amber Forest Podcast, his incredible podcast with Dustin. Go check out the last edition, because Dustin's Power Rangers suit is fucking incredible and I want it. I was very jealous of that.
And also, happy birthday, Dustin, for yesterday, which was Sunday. We're recording. No, yes, it's Monday tonight, isn't it? Yeah, so his birthday was yesterday, Sunday, which was now 5 days ago, but hope you had a great birthday, my friend.
Whenever it was, we hope it was great. Obviously, go check out Braden's merch store at Anxious Ghost and check out all his incredible music, as we mentioned earlier, under Say We Can Fly. Of course, that brand new album is available now. Go check it out right now. And make sure you are following Farlight Movie on Instagram to keep up to date with all the incredible goings on in the world of Farlight. And last but not least, a massive thank you goes out to Sophie Lancaster Foundation, because they're stamping out prejudice, hatred and intolerance everywhere. And I mean everywhere. This is not a UK issue, it's a global issue where people of the alternative community are being treated differently simply because of the way they wish to dress and represent themselves out in the world and the music they listen to. It's 2025, this is still happening. It's time to put it to an end. So help us, help them. Go on over to sophielancasterfoundation.com and look up ACT Alternative Communities Together. It's part of the National Lottery Community Fund, where we are helping people in the alternative community know how to deal with it should these acts of violence or abuse or whatever it may be, hate crimes towards them. Help us, help them. Head on over there. And last but not least, a massive thank you to this handsome bastard right there.
Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much, as always. Another wonderful edition in the bag.
A wonderful edition indeed.
I suppose I better let you go before your neck fucking head snaps off.
I am in so much pain.
Thank you to everybody checking out this latest edition. And as for this week, we will see you all next week for another edition of the Chronicles of Podcast.
Goodbye, everybody.
Ta-ta.